Hello, everybody, and welcome in this today My DSO Manager presentation. So we
Morning.
are here together with Jeremy Crux to present
Morning.
you our solution and to show you how My DSO can improve your cash collection, ease your daily task, and make collaborative tools for your colleagues to work on your customer. Um, So maybe Jeremy, if you want to briefly introduce yourself, the time I share
Yeah, sure.
the planning.
Sure. I'm Jeremy, project manager at My DSO Manager. Um, Audrey as well is a project manager at My DSO Manager. And the particularity of My DSO Manager is that all of the project manager are former credit managers.
Yeah, thanks for this quick introduction.
You're
So
welcome.
to briefly present you the summary of this of today meeting. So here are the various points we are going to see today. So Jeremy will present you My DSO Manager, the features. We will also discuss of the implementation process, let's say, and of our business model. So to show you a quick overview of My DSO. Also, on the right of your screen, on the very bottom, you should have the chat box and the question box. So that's the place where you can put any question you may have, and we will take 5-10 minutes at the end to answer the question you may have. So please feel free. Sorry, to send us any request, any question. We will be pleased to answer it at the end. Hop. So let's go. My DSO manager presentation. So Jeremy
Yep,
will
my
make this
turn.
presentation.
Okay. So we are a French company based in Grenoble, near the French Alps. The company was founded in 2015, and we are currently working with more than 1,400 companies over 85 countries. We are the developers and owners of My DSO Manager. My DSO Manager was created based on the solar system model. So at the center, you have the software, and gravitating all around, you have different connectors. So for example, if you are using a payment solution such as Stripe, well, you can plug it into My DSO Manager so that your customers will have small credit card icons in the reminders you will be sending them, and they will be able to click on these icons and be redirected to your platform to pay you directly. Same goes with PDF invoices. If your invoices are stored on a SharePoint, well, you can plug SharePoint to My DSO Manager so that your customers will have small PDF icons in the reminders. They will be able to click on the icons and have your invoices displayed. Same goes for credit insurance. If you have at Radius, for example, you can plug it into My DSO Manager so that the grades and the credit score will be updated into My DSO Manager. The idea is to connect everything you have into My DSO Manager to have a custom and personalized platform of My DSO Manager. Okay.
So thanks for this global presentation of My DSO. We will now. Oh yes, I wanted to. Yeah. So we will now review. Sorry, here the features of My DSO to see My DSO more deeply and how My DSO can help you in your daily task. So I let the space again to Jeremy.
Okay, sure. Thanks. So here you can see a multi-entity platform. This has no collection purpose. The goal of a multi-entity platform is to centralize all of your legal entities. No matter the country, the ERP, or the currency, you can centralize everything into a multi-entity and have consolidated reports. For example, you can have a group aging balance. You can have a group DSO, and so on. As for the collection and the risk management, let's log on to a platform, for example, that one. So this is a My DSO Manager platform. This is the global view. That's the first thing you will see when you connect to My DSO Manager. So in there, you'll have different reports. We wanted them as visual and simple as possible so that you can quickly see what's going on. So here you can quickly see the top receivable and overdue clients. Here you can see the item status to quickly see the proportion of invoices in dispute, in litigation, and so on. Here you have the aging balance, and so on. That view you can personalize. If you're not interested in sales, for example, well, just click there and select another report. For example, these two cash-related reports. Then just save, and you'll have them displayed here. By clicking on any report, you will be redirected to the Reports tab. In there, you'll have, for example, the aging balance, but we have a lot of different reports. That aging balance, you can filter it by groups, by collectors, by any user, sales representative, um, um, director, and so on, item status, company. You also have 6 custom fields that you can use in My DSO Manager to filter your reports. All of the reports, sorry, you can download the graphs, plus you can export them to Excel. Then we have the collection tab. So this is where the collection work is done. It's basically an agenda of what you have to do. In red, you have all that needs to be done today, or if not, it will be postponed to the next day. And in blue, you'll have all the actions that will occur in the future. In this collection tab, we have 2 subtabs. The manual actions that are semi-automatic and they are automatically generated, such as this one. It's automatically generated, and if you view it, this is what the customer will receive. But they need a manual validation to be sent. You have to select the contact and send the email. This will allow you to personalize the email if you know the accountant, for example, and to control if the reminder is relevant. On the other side, we have fully automatic action, meaning that the actions are automatically generated, and as soon as the date is right, the email will be sent automatically. To apply that, you have to go in the settings and in the collection scenarios. In there, you can create as many scenarios as you want. Of course, when a platform is handed to you, you'll have standard models. But in there, you can create your scenarios. By applying these arrows here to any action, you can make it fully automatic. For example, during holiday season or if you have sick leaves and you have to cover for your colleagues, why not apply these arrows to these action so that you can save some time. Earlier, I told you about different connectors. If we go in there, we can see that this is what the customer will receive per email. If a customer clicks in there on the PDF icon, your invoice will be displayed. If the customer clicks on the credit card icon, he will be redirected to your payment solution so that he can pay you directly. Then, during the collection process, by going through your agenda, you may have to go on a customer page. to have the information about phone number, different email address, or anything. So this is what a customer page looks like in My DSO Manager. Here you have your customer informations, and down there you have your informations about open items. The idea into My DSO Manager is to qualify your invoices with different status so that you can know at any time, at any moment, what's going on with your invoices. If I click on that status over there, I will see that my colleague Audrey put the status on the 13th of that month. But if I select another account, such as that one, I can see there that a lot of things have been done. So in as My DSO Manager keeps a track of everything that has been done, I can quickly see, who did what and when at any moment. That's the idea of My DSO Manager, tracking your outstandings, qualifying them as much as possible, plus using the collaborative tools, to work with your colleague and get better efficiency into collecting your money. Then we have the risk tab. It's also an agenda. Should you have a risk management process? Well, you can manage it into My DSO Manager. In there, you can set up credit limit review to review one time a year or twice a year your credit limits. You can also have actions that will warn you if, for example, a credit limit has reached 90% of the amount. You'll be warned and you know that maybe you have to block the account or contact the customer. For both collection and risk, we also have an alert function in which you can set up different alerts to notify you when there is a problem. You can imagine a litigation alert saying that if on a set account an invoices has more than 100 days late, maybe I should take a look because there might be some legal action to take. The next tab is the client tab. It's a search function that works for at both client level and item level. The idea here is to have a search in mass. If, for example, in there, I want to display all of my French customer, all I have to do is type France here and then search. With all my French customer, I can assign them pretty easily just by clicking in there. If I want to, for all of my French customer, I can assign them to a particular scenario, to a, for example, French-speaking collector, to the sales representative in charge of the French market, and so on. Then we have the different reports that I showed you earlier. These reports, you can also have them at the client level. If I go back to that customer in there and I go into reports and indicators, that particular client has its own hedging balance, its own DSO trend, its own pending disputes, and so on. And then in the settings, you have, as I've shown you, the scenarios. During the training session with My DSO Manager, we will teach you how to create your own collection scenarios, the one that really suits your activity. You can also create as many statuses as you want to qualify your invoices. And we also have the payment profile. Payment profile is a pretty useful functionality. It's up to you to decide of the payment profiles of your customer. And that test platform, we've decided that a very good payers pays on due date or before and has a green flag. On the contrary, a very bad payers pay with a month late. and has a black flag. When you've set that up, My DSO Manager will on its own apply these flags to your customers. It will help you in that view, for example, to see the bad payers in your top receivable and overdue clients. It can also be useful in the collection agenda to help you prioritize your work. Let's say you have a busy day. Well, maybe you should put aside this amount for a very good payer and deal with this amount for bad payers. One last thing, sorry, I forgot to mention is the users. With My DSO Manager, you are not limited by the number of users. You can create as many users as you want. For this, we have imagined 6 different roles, going from the administrator, the person in charge of the platform, who can basically do anything in My DSO in the platform, to the guest. The guest can only see the global view, and only the global view of the client you've assigned to that guest if you want to. The idea here is to create all of your colleagues, all of the actors of the order to cash process, and give them relevant roles. And that sums it up for this My DSO Manager presentation. Audrey?
Yeah, thanks for that quick presentation. So if I go back here and to have maybe a short summary of what Jeremy explained. So My DSO will allow you to follow in real time your collection, your customer receivable for one of your entity, but also maybe for your groups, because My DSO can be used for groups with the multi-entity platform and will allow you to have some very high level, let's say, view from all your group and to go then to entity, to customer, and to the item at the end to see the full picture of your customer receivable across your company. So My DSO will allow you also to have some analysis on your customer payment behavior, to have, in fact, all the information to ease your decision in terms of collection, but as well in terms of risk, because you will have the possibility to manage your customer risk. Also, again, as per the group or the entity or at the customer level. With My DSO, your collection will be really powerful, customized, and really efficient, because you will have the possibility to create your own collection scenario in any language. So if you have customer all around the world, you will have the possibility to set as many collection scenario in any language. And you will have also the possibility from this collection action to integrate, as Jeremy showed you, the PDF, the PDF invoice, to ease the customer with the payment solution, as well also to facilitate the communication with the interactive emails, because the customer will have the possibility in his own, let's say, to pick the statement of account, see the situation in real time, and also communicate with you through the interactive emails. So My DSO is multi-currency, multi-entity, multi-language, and so will help you to really manage your groups if you have several company with a very precise information and real-time information. And I think we have reviewed everything about the functionality, but if you have some question, again, please feel free to use the little question mark on the bottom right of your screen to send you to send us, any request. Up. Then we move to the next topic, which is the My DSO Manager implementation. So again, I will leave the space to Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks, Audrey. So the implementation of My DSO Manager is a 5-step process. After the signature of the contract, the first one would be a kickoff meeting. It's a 2-hour meeting in which we'll examine the requirements, your requirements, the IT necessities, and we'll review the interface guide, allowing us to match your different headers and the different fields you will need in My DSO Manager. Then after that, we move to the platform creation. So we will create your platform, upload your file, and test them. If you have connectors, we will activate them. And after that, if everything is all right, we will give you the technical validation. Once the platform is right and everything has been tested and validated, we can start training you. So the first step of training is to review the settings. We will teach you how to set up your platform, set up your scenarios, your status, and so on. Then we will train the administrators and collectors and see with you the launch strategy. After that, you good to go. You can work on My DSO Manager and get your cash back and monitor the customer risk. After that, we won't let you down. You still have access to daily support. You can ask us at any time, any question. Don't hesitate. We'll conduct some regular follow-up sessions. Your platform will be monitored all year long, and we will contact you to see if there is something that can be improved. Maybe you are not using a functionality that could be helpful. And as we said earlier, you are not limited by the number of users. This is a collaborative software, so don't hesitate to create as many users as you can to involve all of the actors of the order to cash process.
Great. So yeah, just to summarize again, so all this implementation process, and in fact, not only the implementation, because here we are also talking about when you start to work on My DSO, you will benefit, in fact, from our credit manager expert team of our knowledge, and so we will be there to help you to implement My DSO, to use My DSO, maybe also to review your process, and to make sure that My DSO really fits your needs, because for us it is very important that our customers are happy with My DSO, because as there is no commitment period, the idea is to make sure that My DSO fits your need at the beginning, but also until the end when you use My DSO. Good. So next part will be the business model of My DSO.
Yeah.
So if you want to have deeply information to see how My DSO can fit your needs for your company, just feel free to let us know, and we will set a customized demo. But on the idea, My DSO will really adapt to your needs of your company. And so the business model is composed in as three components. So we will base our price with the number of entity, the sales and the turnover of your entity, and the number of open items. So as Jeremy says, you can have as many users as you want. So it means that you can give access to My DSO to anybody in your company, to make sure to have a central place to see all the customer receivable situation, and to have a collaborative tool across your company. So there is no extra cost according to the number of person. So that's unlimited number of users. So there are three costs to take into consideration. So the first one is related to the implementation and will depend on the number of entity, the ERP you use, etc. The second cost will be the one related to the training, so that can be done online or on your facilities. And so it's the opportunity to set your My DSO account, to train the people to use My DSO, and also to review the process you have, and make sure that everything, My DSO is really set according to your needs. And so the recurring cost will be the subscription cost. As said earlier, there is no commitment period. So when you start to work on My DSO, if at some point for XYZ reason you want to stop, it is possible to do it when you want. So we'll propose you some customized version that will allow you to have unlimited number of users, no commitment. You will always benefit from our support, so from credit management expert, and you will have a dedicated URL login page with your logo and the possibility also to interconnect My DSO with all the services that Jeremy show you at the beginning. Always to have in mind to have the aim is to have everything centralized in the same place, so you won't have anymore to go in several places to see customer situation and information you need to take your decision. Good.
Thanks.
That's it. So thank you very much to have listened to this presentation.
Thank you.
If you want, we can take maybe a few minutes more to answer the question.
Yeah.
Let me check the question we get. So, so one question is, can I give access to my DSO, for example, to my sales team? So I let you answer, Jeremy.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, no problem. So, as I said, you are not limited by the number of users. So, we have created a sales administration and a sales manager role. So if you want to, you can grant access to your sales representative to My DSO Manager. In there, you can see the different accreditation that they will be benefiting from. My DSO Manager is a collaborative tool, and it's in SaaS responsive, meaning that as soon as you have your cell phone and signal, you can access My DSO Manager. It can be pretty useful before a customer appointment or a visit. Any sales representative can log on to My DSO Manager on its cell phone and see what the clients owes, if there are ongoing disputes, or if there are some payment promise. Sorry. So yeah, you can give access to your sales representative.
As well as any CFO, credit analyst, anybody in your company, in fact, with the unlimited number of users that can have access to My DSO. Next question is, okay, so someone has various CRP across his entities and is asking if he can use My DSO.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So in that case, we will propose you a multi-entity platform. In that platform, no matter the country, the currency, or the ERP, you can have all of your legal entities centralized and benefit from consolidated reports. That's not a problem for us.
Yeah, so for My DSO is really a flexible tool, meaning that for your group and also for your entities, you can have as many setup, as many kind of information that can be really adapted per entity. This is not mandatory to have the same file, the same structure, the same information in all your entity. And in fact, this is My DSO that will always adapt to your data and to your ERP, and there is no very strict requirement to use My DSO, as it is a very flexible tool. Good. So I think we have no more question. I will put on the chat for everybody here. So if you want to have a deeply customized review of My DSO to see how we can help you in your company, please feel free to contact us to our generic mailbox contact@mydsomanager.com, and we will be pleased to have a discussion to review your needs and see how My DSO can help you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to all of you for your participation, and wish you a good day.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.